The large bank and ditch earthworks is a henge. It is circular, and this henge contains the remains of a large perimeter megalithic standing stone circle within it, as well as the remains of another two smaller megalithic standing stone circles inside of the perimeter megalithic standing stone circle. The large perimeter megalithic standing stone circle here is the largest standing stone circle in the world. This henge was built for defensive purposes, and there is a nice sense of boundary that I feel when I walk along this. The megalithic standing stones at this ancient site were mostly here for about 4,000 years. Then sadly, during the 17th century AD, a lot of the megalithic standing stones were removed and broken into smaller stones and used for building purposes. However, during the 20th century AD, a restoration project took place here, and some of the remaining original megalithic standing stones were unearthed and re-erected to be closer to their original heights. This was to counter the ground level rises over time. Also, during that restoration project, some additional smaller stones were erected, but those stones were modern concrete stones, and they were erected to mark some of the locations of where some of the missing original megalithic standing stones used to be. About half of the village of Avebury is within this henge, including public roads, a few houses, a few shops, a chapel which is there, a pub named the Red Lion which is there, and I recommend that pub for food and drink. So these clump of standing stones are remains of one of the smaller inner megalithic standing stone circles. And those two megalithic standing stones are part of the large perimeter megalithic standing stone circle. That's the start of the West Kennet Avenue. It is a paired line of standing stones. And that's the West Kennet Avenue further up. That line of standing stones leads directly to another site of where a megalithic standing stone circle known as the Sanctuary used to be. There's not much left of it, that particular site, unfortunately. Also, near to Avebury are some more ancient British Celtic sites, including Silbury Hill, which is the largest prehistoric man-made mound in Europe, and West Kennet Long Barrow, which is one of the greatest examples of a prehistoric long barrow in Europe. That standing stone is part of the perimeter megalithic standing stone circle. Those few standing stones are the remains of the other smaller inner megalithic standing stone circle. And those standing stones in the distance there are part of the large perimeter megalithic standing stone circle. The large perimeter megalithic standing stone circle follows the inside of the ditch, which is a henge. That is the church of St James in the distance. That church is about 1,000 years old, and it is in the village of Avebury, but it is outside of this henge. There is another episode specific for that historical site. These standing stones are part of the large perimeter megalithic standing stone circle. These are the other ancient British Celtic sites near to Avebury.